Hey everyone, welcome back to another video wherein we'll talk about what happened in today's trade and also how the data is looking like. So today was the last trading day of this financial year 23-24, right? And I wish all of you a great and successful 24-25 financial year, and hopefully you make a lot of profits as well. So we'll first discuss Nifty, what the Nifty did, and then we'll go to the broader market. So the Nifty, if you see, right, if you see the candle here, it almost touched the all-time high of 22,500 odd, right? But then in the second half, it had a pretty decent fall of almost 200 points, almost a percent. So it was up close to 2%, but then in the last, let's say, hour or 2 hours, it kind of fell and it closed at 22,300. So why this happens? Because see, usually in the Nifty on an expiry, that is especially the monthly expiry, the FIs and DIs both would have written calls or puts, right? So whenever it moves too much, right, even these big guys start losing money, and that is when they kind of try to adjust it so that the losses are minimum, or else they still end up making profits. So that is the reason. So if you kind of break it down to smaller time frame, let's say 15 minutes, so you'd see that from a level of 25,500 odd, it kind of fell after 230, right, and it ended almost 200 points lower than the day's high, right? So this is what happened in Nifty. If you compare even the mid cap or the small cap index, a very similar thing happened. So even the mid cap index kind of gave half of its gains back, right, after the 230 thing. Small caps ended flat. So even here it kind of gave up a decent 0.4 0.5%, that is half a percent after the 230 thing, right? So this is what happened. So if you look at the daily time frame, so it has so this is not really a bearish candle as of now, although there has been some rejection, maybe a slight pullback that can happen. So if we have to draw trend lines, that is, let us understand where the resistance for the index would come in, right? So here I would be drawing one exactly around this point. So why around this point? Little higher or lower it would be actually. So this one would be your resistance. Why? Because you can see that here also it took kind of support, and here also it kind of ended at that point and then kind of had a little bump, right? Even when it tried to fall, it kind of took, although it can't be one single line, right? Usually it is an area wherein it kind of takes support. So around this area there is a little resistance, I would say, and the second one probably somewhere around these levels. Okay, so twice the index kind of had some resistance at that level. So around this level also there would be some resistance. So immediate resistance and then a decent one after some time, right, after let's say 2% more from 15,300. So these would be the resistance for the small cap index. But if you look at the data is little lower than yesterday, definitely, right? Yesterday it was like 220 something. Today it has gone down to 185, 187. So there still it is like pretty decent. It is not bad, right? But it is not as strong as March, which I was already talking about, right? So we can expect a decent rally, right? But not something similar to March 23, right, wherein we saw an 80% kind of rally. But a decent enough rally will come in, right? We would usually call it a melt up rally, or before going into election, or let's say now that mostly the election results are known, or probably on the day of the results, you might see a very sudden huge up move, and then things might cool off after that, right? So this is how the data is, and I'm expecting a decent run in the coming days. And also there is one stock which is kind of an investable idea even at these levels, right? Although I'm not really comfortable with the overall valuation, but this stock seems to be a pretty decent valuation. And also they recently did an acquisition as well, which kind of bumps up their top line by 50%. So I'll be making that video also tomorrow. Probably that will help a few of you to take a call on that particular stock as well, right? So this is my overall wrap for this particular week. we should continue this up move in the small, mid, and even the Nifty, right? Hopefully this helps. Thank you. See you in the next financial year. Thank you.